people think if you've had cancer, even your friends think you will not live. So even now, 12 years later, I will meet someone who I haven't seen for a long time, and they'll kind of look at you and say, oh, you're still around? Yeah, they won't say it, but you can tell exactly what they're thinking. Yeah. So people, unfortunately, this is one of the messages that Faraja we are trying to give, is that cancer does not mean death. Because I think hope is an important thing whilst you are going through your treatment. If you're feeling positive and hopeful, the chances are you will recover.
Yoga time at the Faraja Cancer Support Center is always a joy for those who come here seeking support, either as a carer or a patient. It doesn't matter how you come. Everyone is invited for the classes. Shaira finds time every too often to join them for some exercise.
We're able to do these for free because our therapists also give us their time for free. And there's a lot of scientific research which shows that if you complement your medical treatment with all these non-medical stuff, your prognosis will be even better. If you do the right amount of exercise after you've finished your treatment, your chances of a recurrence are reduced by 40%.
Faraja provides these services because she survived breast cancer and wanted to hold another person's hand in their journey with cancer or caring for a patient.
Initially, it's a real shock. So the first 10 days or 2 weeks are quite traumatic whilst you figure out what it means, what treatment is required. I was lucky that my husband's a doctor, so in that way it was easier for me that he could explain. And I remember when I was first diagnosed, he told me that if there was any cancer that you should pray to have, it's breast cancer, because the prognosis is good and you can really be cured only if you've obviously been detected early, yeah.
59-year-old Shaira Adamali is a testimony of what it means to seek treatment early.
I was 48 when I was diagnosed, which makes it easier. So when I see, like at Faraja these days, ladies who are in their early 30s, some of them are not even married, and then they have to think about operation, I think it's a lot more traumatic. So for me, it wasn't so traumatic.
Shaira knows the privilege of a work environment that is supportive because she had immense support when she returned to work at the PricewaterhouseCoopers while undergoing chemotherapy.
You get like 2 or 3 bad days. The rest of the time, you're fit enough to work. So I used to go back to work. I would take 3 or 4 days off and then I'd go back. And it was actually good that I could go back, because you really need distractions when you're going through your treatment so that your mind is not just thinking about treatment and cancer.
And after 31 years, Shaira decided to quit her job and focus her energy on providing support to cancer patients.
And I knew what the gaps were from my personal experience. So I think it just seemed to be the right thing to do. And I'm glad I started it, because I think if you've gone through it yourself, you can really make it grow. If you haven't gone through it, you know, like if you meet someone who hasn't had cancer and they tell you, oh, I know how you feel, you know they don't.
And now Faraja Cancer Support Center beams with activity every single day, from counselors to yoga teachers. Volunteers who give their time to this cause make the center a home far from home and the choice for many patients seeking psychosocial support. Nancy Okas came from Uganda a month ago, accompanying her husband who is suffering from prostate cancer.
It has been great, because I love him and I want his life to continue, because the children need him. He has 7 children, 5 boys, 2 girls.
She's not just looking at sustainability. Shaira wants to spread Faraja wings to other counties too. And like many cancer survivors, she has her moments of fear.
You know, the biggest fear, I think, for anyone who's had cancer is this worry about recurrence. So I think that's a constant fear. But if you, I think, just stay with a positive mind if you can. It's easier said than done. And then just say, well, if I get it, I'll just have to deal with it then. So why worry about it now? You know, might as well live for today, yeah. And
what Shaira wants is hope for cancer patients.
It's quite like emotional. Obviously, when you get feedback from patients who've really been helped, you feel good. We've now reached the stage where we have 4 amazing staff. So basically, Faraja is growing, and it'll, I think, run well, whether I'm around or not. because we've now set it up in a manner in which it can.
To nurture more hope at Faraja, she's currently in Tanzania, the country of her birth, cycling to raise funds for the center. Her granddaughter is one of her ardent supporters.
So even my 7-year-old granddaughter has noticed this. So yesterday when I went to her house, she took out some coins from her pocket money and she's given them to me. So she gave me about 110 shillings, and she's told me that I must make sure I put her name and the amount on the spreadsheet. So when she comes home today, I think the first thing she's going to check is whether her name is on my spreadsheet of people who have given money. But she knows that everything little counts, so.
And that rings true at the Faraja Support Center. Every cup of tea, every gentle touch, a simple conversation, every little thing counts. For Citizen Weekend, I am Anne Mawathe.